Good afternoon, everybody. This Texas Barbecue Show is Brandon, the pitmaster and chef of Rack Attack BBQ. We got Ron in the control board, as usual. Thanks, Ron, for being here. So we got, oh, where's my notes? Boom. So we got special guest Wyatt McSpadden calling in, the barbecue photographer for Texas Monthly. So all my barbecue people out there, you know exactly who that person is. If you don't, you're going to know today. He's got 2 books out. Oh, I forgot one of them at the house. Texas Barbecue, and then Small Town Texas Barbecue, I believe is what it's, the one I have at the house is called. So we'll have him call in and we'll ask him some questions on barbecue photography, how he got into it. And I'm going to ask him for some tips on, for us, you know, normal folks, how to get the best IG, you know, Instagram or Facebook pictures of our barbecue. That way, you know, pictures say 1,000 words and everyone's looking at a picture to hit that like button or that thumbs up button. So why not get the info from the photographer man himself? So he should be calling in here in about 1 minute and we'll get that going. Otherwise, let me pull up my Facebook so I can interact with everybody. How's everyone doing that's listening on iHeart and watching on Facebook Live? Too much silence here. Yeah, Ron's in over there. I don't want to talk.
There's a lot of silence, but he's not on the line yet.
No. All right, Ron, I'm putting you in here. What'd you do this weekend?
I did a lot this weekend. Mowed the grass. I hate mowing. I need a big old barbecue after that.
You didn't call me.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, he's on the line now.
Awesome. Hey, Wyatt, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Thank you so much for calling in.
Not a problem. Happy to do it.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, I sent you the, I tell everybody this, I sent you a preliminary questions. That way you're kind of already in the know and you can either tell me, well, I don't want to answer that question. But, so you got the questions. Everybody, this is Wyatt McSpadden. He is the, you're still currently the barbecue photographer for Texas Monthly, right?
I wouldn't say that. You know, Texas Monthly is uses different people. At one time I was kind of the go-to guy. Not so much these days, but that's fine. But
you're still basically, I guess, an independent contractor for them to do pictures?
I'm a freelance photographer.
Okay.
That you know, I work for anybody.
Awesome.
But yeah, I've been at it since 1976, and I think I did one of your questions was when was my first barbecue assignment, and that was for Texas Monthly. I moved from Amarillo to Austin in 1992, and was doing a lot of work for Texas Monthly, and had a good friend who was a writer, freelance writer by the name of John Mortland, and he and I did an issue together. He wrote most of it, and I did all the photography. In 1997 was the first issue that I did for Texas Monthly.
Okay, awesome.
I did several other little assignments for other magazines. At the time, magazines were much more robust, and there were more of them around at the time. Hello?
Nope, there you go. Sorry. So tell everybody who you are and what you, so basically I've already kind of told you you're Wyatt McSpadden. You do freelance photography and you've done a heck of a lot of Texas Monthly and barbecue photographs, as well as you got 2 books out.
Yes. Have 2 books out on Texas barbecue. One came out in 2009, and then the second one came out last year, 2018. And the scene had changed so much from the places that we photographed in 2009 to 2018. It seemed perfectly reasonable at the time that it was time for a new book about Texas barbecue, because things have changed so much in that time. You know, so many more places. I think in general, the quality of the barbecue was better and is better now than it's ever been. Because there's so many young guys in the business. In 2009, Most of the best barbecue was still primarily in the small towns.
Right.
You had Coopers and Kreitz and Smitty's and Louis Mueller. Were still kind of the dominant places at that time, but that changed very quickly after that time. I think probably it was the first issue. It was 2008 when Texas Monthly declared Snow's the best barbecue in the state. And, that was pretty early in the internet, email, online, Facebook age, but that played into it some. But then the whole thing has become such a big part of the barbecue scene now. I mean, how many groups are there online, and how much do you see, on Facebook and Instagram? It's everywhere.
Oh, definitely.
And then, of course, Daniel Vaughn becoming the barbecue editor of Texas Monthly had a huge impact on the scene too.
He did. The latest book, what year was that published?
The latest one came out in 2018.
Okay, so just last year.
Came out last summer, yes.
Last summer. And did those cover so how long did it take from taking pictures to actually publishing the book? I mean, were those 2017 restaurants, or were those actual current, it didn't take that long?
No. That was it covered from probably 2011, I think. Probably some of the first pictures are in the new book. But the majority were shot from 2013 through late 2017.
Okay. So it's about
there are five. I don't know if you have the book or not, but there are, I think, 5 different sections, and they're called Many Happy Returns. My wife is a graphic designer. I met her when she was at Texas Monthly, and she's designed both of these books.
Okay, nice.
And so in the second book, I had a whole lot more history in the barbecue scene, and there were places that were sort of my go-to places that I like to go, like to photograph, like the people.
Right.
And so she made these little section called Many Happy Returns, which includes, the first place that I ever had any barbecue in Amarillo, Doug's Barbecue, and I started going there when I was a kid, in the late 50s, actually. And there's Franklin's and Snow's, and there's Prousy's Market, and Louis Mueller's. So there are 5 separate sections, and then, lots of new places. Of course, it's a book, so, there are even newer places now, and then some of the new places that are in our book are gone now, too. It's a kind of a rolling list as they come and go.
Right, for sure. You could almost make a mini book right now with all the new stuff that's happened since 2017, for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So much has gone on. When you do the barbecue photography, when you're out there actually taking photographs of, barbecue trays and stuff, what are you looking for as far as, is there lighting? Is there certain beef, that the red color? What's that perfect shot that you're always looking for when you're doing pictures?
Well, I do shoot some food. I do shoot some barbecue trays, but usually that's on assignment. I'm kind of more interested in the people and the places. The food can be fun to shoot,
right?
But for me, I'm not strictly a food photographer. I'm a portrait photographer. There's portraiture involved. There's architectural photography, doing covering the spaces, and then some food photography. There's a couple of shots that are in the new book that I'm particularly love. And there's one of a sausage hanging in the pit at the original Truth Barbecue. That just sort of this perfect instant of sausage dripping. things like that. You've got to look for simple composition. I do my own lighting in some cases, not always.
Okay.
Sometimes you can, you find the light. But if you look through the books, both of them, you'll see that many of the best shots that are taken of the places are done very early in the morning. It's kind of, for me, it's the best time to be at a barbecue place, because generally there's no customers around. The light's always pretty in the morning. And the people that work there aren't harried as far as having too many things to do.
Right.
They're cooking. They're certainly busy and they've got work to do, but it just seems like a better time to be there. For sure. Definitely opportunity than later in the day.
Right. When all the customers are there and they got lines out the door, for sure.
Yeah, they're trying to make a living, selling barbecue, not getting their picture taken.
Gotcha.
But I mean, as far as photography is concerned, there's so many, there's so much of it now, and some of it's really great, and some of it's okay. But it's always been that way. I mean, there's just, in our first book, which came out in 2009, all of the pictures in that book are taken on film, and this next book was all digital. And it just, totally changes how you work, what you can shoot, how you can shoot, the lighting circumstances that you can work in. So, yeah, I don't have any real, surefire, you're going to get a prize-winning picture if you do this. But, look at the books, and you can you can see, if you have an eye for photography, you can see that it's,
use the book as a
typically
guideline.
You're trying to make something simple, to get people's attention.
Simple pleasures. So you're more of capturing the story and everything behind that pitmaster with the photography. So yeah, exactly. Like you were saying, it's not all the tray. You're focusing on the story of that restaurant and that pitmaster, where they came from.
Absolutely. I mean, I've made a lot of really good friends doing this, and I'm interested in the characters that were involved as much as I am the food.
Right. We got some characters in the barbecue scene for sure.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of them.
Oh yeah. So my next question, what are your top 3 barbecue joints in Texas?
Well, that's too big a question to ask. I will say though that I have a long love of Kreitz Market in Lockhart. Mm-hmm. That's really the place when it was in its original location downtown as Smitty's. That's when it's now Smitty's. At the time was Kreitz. In 1999, they moved from that location to the new building. I say new; it's now 20 years old. Anyway, I became friends with the family. I love Roy. He's a great guy. And he's got that thing now running, I think, as good as it's ever been. It's just the barbecue's great. My favorite meal now is the Kreitz chicken and their jalapeno cheese sausage and a little bit of pork loin.
Okay.
With the appropriate garnishes. But, it's a terrific place. There's so many great, we're very fortunate to live within a mile of Style Switch here in our neighborhood in Austin, and it's a go-to place for us. I can run over there and get some takeout, get some turkey and some sides. It's great fun. I was taking some pictures over at Franklin the other day, and they brought out a brisket and cut one of the ends off of it, and still taking a bite of Franklin brisket, it gives me a chill. It's so good.
Awesome.
The flavor's just so powerful. And that's a great place. But gosh, there's so many good places now. I mean, Evan Leroy's doing great stuff here in Micklethwaite's in Austin. Cadillac up in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing what Todd David's doing up there. The Heims are killing it. Truth, what moving from Brenham to near downtown Houston, what a huge jump that is.
Yeah, it was.
And he's making great barbecue. But I had an assignment last week for a magazine and took pictures at, I'm afraid I don't pronounce the name correctly, Feges Barbecue, Feges.
Yeah.
And he's in a food court in a building in a Greenway Plaza near downtown Houston, and he's making incredible barbecue. So I mean, what a an unlikely place to find great barbecue, but sort of a brilliant place for them. It's a captive audience in that those two giant buildings there, 3 or 4 giant buildings. So lots of great places.
There's too many.
You can't hardly miss.
Yeah, and you can't really narrow them down.
Impossible to say. What are the top 3? Now that's not going to stop Texas Monthly from choosing the top 3 or the top 5 or whatever it is. But for me, it was an easy question to answer at one time, and it's an impossible one to answer now.
Fair enough. Now you mentioned your favorite item at Krause Market. What's your barbecue item that you go to? I mean, even at home or when you go to a place, are you like ribs or you're a brisket guy, chicken? What's your go-to?
I love a taste of brisket, but I look for good sausage.
Okay.
I think that's one of the things that I really like. I'm getting to be an older man. I eat more fowl than beef these days. Just so I can keep operating.
Right.
But I will say, back to Kreitz Market, Roy started cooking chickens probably 4 or 5 years ago for for all of time until up to 4 or 5 years ago. They didn't have chicken. And I'd put his chicken up against anybody's right now.
Nice.
It's just consistently excellent. So there's my big endorsement, Kreitz Chicken.
Kreitz Chicken, everybody. iHeartRadio, all you millions of listeners, Facebook listeners, Kreitz Market Chicken.
That's right. Go get you some Kreitz Chicken.
Go get you some Kreitz Chicken, then you come get some catering from Rack Attack BBQ. Selfless promotion there.
That's right.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So what else do I got for you? So, anyway,
it's been great. It's been a terrific ride. I feel very fortunate to have kind of wandered into this. I remember in Amarillo, well before I had any visions of coming to Austin, going and taking pictures at a couple of the local barbecue places. I didn't have any real purpose in it other than just it was something that I liked, and I thought, well, these are some cool people I can take some pictures of.
Nice.
So it's really wonderful to have a body of work that stands up and people love the pictures. And I just very fortunate. There's a fellow by the name of Jeff Noak who has a place up in Marysville, Washington, Jeff's Texas Style Barbecue. And Jeff wanted to decorate his place up there, and we worked together and picked out a group of, I think there were 8 portraits of different pitmasters, people that he liked, and had some really nice, beautiful prints made. And he came down and we drove around to all the places and had the pitmasters sign them for Jeff. So, it's so much fun and such great people to interact with. And it's a lovely scene to be a part of.
Absolutely. So for all these, everyone listening, would you say photography, take pictures of, so for IG and Facebook, picture says 1,000 words. You believe that's true? A picture, says 1,000 words?
Oh, sure, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
So hearing from the man that does photography, not just barbecue, just anything, and you got a good reputation. I mean, you go Google you can find all kinds of stuff. for everyone listening, are you going to tell them just take pictures, right? Because otherwise people just get too scared or they don't want to take a picture. I think with Instagram and Facebook,
you don't want to be a nuisance. You don't, like I said, you don't want to bother people when they're in the, at 11:30 or 12:30 in the day when they're in the middle of stuff. But I haven't run across too many cranks in this business. And at this stage of the game, everybody's accustomed to having their picture taken.
Right.
If you go over to Snow's on a Saturday morning, Tootsie's got a line of people waiting to have their picture taken.
Oh, wow.
And, I've never seen her say no to anybody.
I got you.
So, it's a lovely scene, and you just got to be, mind your manners.
Yeah. For sure.
Don't be mean. And, so many people now, really, everybody's taking pictures with their phone anyway.
Right. Oh, for sure.
It changes things. It's like the intimidation of having a camera pointed at you is not quite the same when you're having your picture taken with a telephone.
Definitely.
I'm being obtuse about that,
Yeah.
but you know exactly what I mean.
So I had somebody reach out on the Facebook.
I'm sorry?
I had someone reach out on the Facebook feed just now on the live, and they're asking, even though it's not your go-to, what do you, as far as an IG photo for someone either at home or they're at a restaurant and they want to just take a picture, whether it's their own food or someone else's, do you think an aerial view, like a straight up top, what is the best? And that's a kind of a hard question because there's probably many answers. I'm just trying to.
Well, everything's different. You just got to look at it and see what, look high, look low, and, or shoot it every way.
And pick out
start
the
up,
best one.
stand up in your chair and do the aerial photo and then work your way down.
Okay, perfect. That's good.
You're burning pixels. You're not burning film.
Yeah.
You're not run out of pixels.
Right. Yeah, we're not using a Polaroid.
And in photography, you learn from your mistakes. If you have any kind of an eye.
True.
And not everybody does.
True. Awesome. Well, man, this seemed like it went quick. That was, 30 minutes, I guess, almost 25 minutes that we talked.
Wow.
Yeah. We're already
blah,
in.
Blah, blah, man.
Right.
Call for some blah, blah.
Yep. Well,
anyway, nice talking to you, Brandon.
You too. I appreciate you calling in.
So now, do you have a barbecue place?
Yeah. So yeah. Here, let me give you a little inside story on me, and maybe I got new listeners. Every week I might gain 100 new listeners. So I don't know who knows about me or not. But yeah. So I started doing pop-up barbecue in May of 2018 of last year.
Uh-huh.
So I kind of started right there with Dane's Craft Barbecue, Bricks Barbecue, in the Fort Worth scene. I was native and everything to Mansfield and wanted to have my home base there, but. So yeah, I just started doing pop-ups, doing different breweries, and then got into, catering and realizing there's more money in catering than doing pop-ups. Just all depends on your, how popular you are, I guess. Cause I'll go to some pop-ups and,
well, sure.
I might not sell everything I bought, but a catering, I ain't buying nothing until you pay me first, and boom, there's your food.
It's exactly right. But that's another thing. This is such a great time for beer too.
Oh, yeah.
And, those breweries didn't exist, 10 years ago. And it seems like, it's a natural pairing.
Oh, it is. And same with, whiskey, like TX Whiskey. I've done more events at TX Whiskey here in Fort Worth at the distillery than I have any other breweries. And just because I can, infuse the TX whiskey with my barbecue sauce, and then I infuse the TX bourbon into the glaze for the pork belly burn-ins. So it seems like there's a little bit more. You can do anything with alcohol. Alcohol is definitely a part of in the pantry when it comes to
alcohol and barbecue. It's the A and the B.
Yep.
They go together. They're
Absolutely.
the first two letters.
For sure. But yeah, so I've been doing caterings ever since.
Yeah, that's great. And you're in Fort Worth, though.
Yeah,
primarily.
so I'm Burleson. So yeah, Fort Worth. I'm just 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
So that's what I.
Well, I
primarily
should
do.
also mention that in my own horn tooting is that
Sure.
I did the photography for for Aaron's Franklin's barbecue book, and then for his steak book, which came out, I don't know, maybe a year ago.
Right.
I can't keep track. Maybe not quite a year ago. And my wife and I are right now working on a new book for the Perini Ranch Steakhouse, which your listeners may or may not know anything about, but it's in Buffalo Gap, just a little bit south of Abilene, and it's one of the true classic Texas steak restaurants. They also do have barbecue, but it's primarily a steak place.
Okay.
But it's a fantastic place, a wonderful place. It's Perini, the Perini Ranch Steakhouse. Real easy to find online, and truly a wonderful experience to go there. Great people and great food.
Awesome. Well, Wyatt, I
So that
appreciate
book
you
will
calling
be
in.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not trying to get you off, but yeah. So next, let me know.
Oh, get the hook, man. Get the hook. All you got to do is hang up.
No, let me know
All
next time
right.
you're up here in town. And
Okay. Thank you, Brandon.
I'll put together a plate
I'll
for
see
you and
you.
take it home.
All right.
All right. Have a good
See ya.
one. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah.
Well, everybody, that was Wyatt McSpadden. Done some photography barbecue for Texas Monthly and freelancing stuff. So you find him on Facebook, or I think he has a website at WyattMcSpaddenPhotography.com, I believe. So we got 28 minutes, right, Ron? So questions and answers, you can call in 202-900-3990. Chris Campbell, I know you're dialing that number right now, buddy. What do you, let's see. Sorry. So how about them Cowboys, Ron? Ron.
Yes.
Hey, you can jump in too. How about them Cowboys? Are y'all Cowboys fans?
Don't watch football. Sorry, brother.
Do you have a team to pick or no?
No.
So you're neutral.
Yeah, I'm neutral. I mean, I'm just not a sports guy. I work too much on this other stuff.
What about you?
There's this guy named Jones in control, and
You have a caller, Brandon.
Awesome. Let's get him on the line. Caller, you're in. Who's this?
All right, Brandon, it's Chris.
Yes, sir. I knew you'd call in quick. How are you, man?
Yeah, man. All right, my fellow Rack Attack buddy. So, dying to hear first kind of reviews on your BFG and what you've done and what you love about it.
Oh man, that thing's a tank. Well, I mean, it's everything you thought it was going to be. That's for sure. I mean, it's got the room.
Big freaking grill.
Oh, dude, yeah, BFG, big freaking grill. You said it politically correct. Dude, yeah, that thing. I mean, it comes up to temp just the same as the Trailblazer or even the Bull. And there's no. You would think being a lot bigger surface area and a bigger barrel to heat up, it would take longer, but no, that thing's up to temp and everything in 10 minutes, and it stays steady. Traeger ain't got nothing on Rack Attack to begin with. They definitely ain't got. They ain't gonna touch BFG. I mean, I don't think there's not a pellet smoker out there that is as big as the 2,500 square inches that the BFG has. I believe that. So what else you got going on this weekend?
Yes,
You said you're doing chicken or quail?
Quail this weekend.
Quail, and you said it was skinless?
But yeah, I still got to get. I'm still stuffed from this weekend. So it was funny hearing Wyatt talk, because I hit a lot of those places he was talking about in about the span of 72 hours.
Right, you hit Louis, Styles and Switch, or Styles Switch.
Style Switch, Franklin's, Valentina's, and then Hellberg on the way back home in Waco.
Okay. We will, so what was your favorite breakfast barbecue joint you stopped at?
Valentina's is the only one I did breakfast at.
I know, that was an easy answer for you.
Yeah, that narrows it down. But
Okay.
yeah, he had so they had some barbacoa, breakfast tacos, and then their real deal Holyfield. So eggs, refried beans, but then 2 big old strips of brisket on it, bacon with their salsa, which is awesome. Homemade guacamole. It was fantastic. I mean, I wasn't even hungry, but I had to eat.
Well, it sounds like a party in your
I had to
mouth.
try it while I was down there. So I had some friends. Had a buddy from Baton Rouge, and so we went and tried the barbecue kind of gumbo at Style Switch, and my Louisiana buddy said that was legit gumbo, and it's awesome having some big old chunks of brisket in there. And then buddy from Virginia, and he couldn't believe people would line up for barbecue and people would freak out at Aaron showing up in the restaurant, but once he ate it, he understood it. So
Yeah, I was surprised
it was a
Aaron
great
was
little
there.
tour. Huh?
I said I was surprised Aaron was actually there at the restaurant on Saturday.
Yeah. And I picked up his steak book that Wyatt was talking about, and so said he's there all day except for Sundays.
Okay.
So if anyone wants to go freak out over a barbecue celeb, then take
Yeah.
note.
Or they can
He
come,
was super nice. And
come
you
meet me.
a couple weeks ago, you talked about customer service, and I mean their whole staff was great. The guy slicing meat, he would have just sat there and talked to us for an hour if we had just kept going. But you have that pressure of everyone in line behind
Right.
you,
Oh yeah, for sure.
and so great place, great service, and yeah, nothing was disappointing this weekend except for the Longhorn score.
Yeah. So who was your who got the top pick for this weekend? Who was who outdid everybody? It's opinionated, so you can give it. Don't worry, it's all opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I almost want to go by category, but I mean, the beef rib at Louis was the best, but I mean, yeah, I mean the brisket at Franklin's. I mean, everyone's. I'm not gonna lie, that was unreal,
Nice.
and his turkey, the other thing too. That's what no one talks about, but he talks about it. But his turkey was outstanding. So, I mean, overall, I'll give it to Franklin's.
Giving it to Franklin, huh? He's getting the trophy. That's only because you met him.
There's no loser.
I know. I'm having to make a show here.
Except my wallet.
Yeah. I bet.
Yeah, that was a small fortune, but it was all worth it.
So you said to me on text that Aaron does something with his turkey as far as something lemon. What were you saying?
Yeah, we were eating it, and my buddy Ben was just like, "Huh?" He goes, "I taste like some lemon in there." And it's interesting because I mean, like his book and everything, he's just he's Mr. Salt and Pepper. But then that's the one thing they'll dip or sauce was the turkey, and it looks like, now that we kind of thought about it, it looks kind of like a lemony, buttery kind of just little tray they had in there, and they would just sort of mop it and put it on the tray. And it was a nice little touch.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to I haven't been to Franklin's, so looks like I'm gonna have to.
Totally
I might go
it.
Sunday.
And I'll tell you what, I mean, I was with somebody. It's like you said, we haven't been together all in the same place in 20 years. So we got there at 5:48 a.m. We were about 13th in line, and the time flew by. By the time it was 11, I mean, not what I was expecting. It was great. And the guy first in line got there at 5 a.m. He was on a cot, stretched out. And but yeah, I mean, it's just a great scene. We had chairs, we brought our beer. So I mean, it was barbecue tailgating.
Nice in the morning.
And people can people can be really smug, but I'd never wait for someone's barbecue like that. But I mean, dude, it was a blast.
Nice. So you were 13th in line. You got there at 5:48. What time did you actually get to the cutting board? What 11:30? Was it quicker?
11:20, 11:30.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I mean, like I said, there was no one in a hurry, and I mean that in a good way. we weren't rushed one bit, which is kind of nice, because it really is. And there was quality all around, and it wasn't about there aren't any shortcuts anywhere. So
awesome, man.
Totally worth it.
Well, you're gonna make me go there now. I might go this weekend. I was thinking of Styles Switch for Sunday because my birthday's Friday, but I got a gig at RAR on Saturday. So everybody listening, RAR this weekend from 1 to 3 p.m. at the RAR
Doing your
and Sons
tacos
Brewery.
again?
Say again? I don't know.
You doing your tacos?
I have no idea what I'm doing. I haven't even made the menu. I'm thinking something with brisket for sure, whether it's a sandwich or tacos, but I don't know. What do you think I should do? You going to come?
Yeah. Wow.
Are you out of town?
I'm coaching 2 soccer games Saturday, so yeah, man, kids soccer is cranking up, so that might interfere.
Okay.
Unfortunately, yeah.
All right. Well, what else you got?
But no,
Any other hot topics? Well, here, we're both in barbecue. Here, I'll get it going. Why am I sitting over here acting like I ain't got nothing to say? What is your take on Flores barbecue shutting down?
kind of
yeah. Wow.
I heard about that. Yeah. Well, I'm bummed. I never had it.
Me either.
So.
but I believe all the reviews and everybody else that it's pretty good. I know he's still open right now. I'm not sure how much longer, but yeah, that was out of nowhere.
Yeah, I saw that, and then so yeah, that's I don't know. You never know what's going on with people.
Yep, for sure.
So you just hope everything's good for them personally.
Yeah, he's from what I read on that article.
So yeah, you asked Wyatt. So what are your favorite 3 spots?
What are my favorite 3 spots?
Besides your garage.
Yeah, my backyard, my garage, right. Okay, I'll give you the 3. My top 3 would be Ferris Wheelers.
Yep.
Hurtado Barbecue. And then let's go, man. I don't venture out too much because I'm always just used to
doing your own.
You want things done right, do it yourself. And I mean, I got that motto, and it's not with just cooking, but anything. But yeah, so Ferris, Hurtado, and goodness gracious, that's a hard one. I have no idea what my third one would be.
We'll have to get you out more, huh?
Yeah, no crap. No crap, dude. I mean, I'm really trying to think hard of who's really tickling my fancy.
Oh, no,
I don't even.
Your answer for number 3 is El Primo's.
Is El Primo's? No, not anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, that didn't work out. They only wanted to do brisket.
Yeah, scratch.
Yeah, or they only wanted to do ribs, not pulled pork, and it wasn't monetarily good for me if I wasn't getting in those pork butts with them, because that's where all the money was being made, and that's where I could have made mine, and they made theirs. So it was yeah, that was a good one-day run.
I mean, to bring up a sore subject, yeah.
Oh no, it's okay. But yeah, I mean, Panther City. I've been there once, and I liked it. I think I went on an off day for myself. So they are probably in that top 3. I mean, yeah, that's really that's really it, because I haven't been to Derek Allen's, Smoke Addicts Barbecue. Was it Smokeaholics? Brandon,
Smokeaholics.
There you go. Yeah, I haven't been there. I mean, there's a lot of them that need to be heard of and need to be reviewed on, and that's probably something I should do here in the next couple of weeks, and go around and do my podcast on location, or at least go and do a review. That way I have some content to talk about instead of sitting here making my friends call in and give me something to say.
Yeah, you let me know. I'll go help you set up at those places for sure.
That'll work. Maybe we'll do that sometime next week. Figure out what day you're free, and we'll go and hit 2 spots up, and we don't have to get a full course meal. We'll just get a little bit of, at least brisket for sure at each one.
All right, my day just got better.
Yep. Oh yeah. Well, I guess there ain't nothing else for me to talk to you about, Chris, unless you got something, another topic you want to.
I'm going to get back to work.
This is all barbecue. Everything's up for grabs.
Yeah, get back to work. Hey, I still need your quail breakdown, though.
Yes, that's easy. That's easy. I'll send it to you later this evening.
All right, dude.
All right. Thank you for
good.
calling in. Oh, you too.
Yeah.
We'll see you. Well, back to radio silence, Ron. And I don't get no break either. I don't even know what to do at this point when I ain't got nothing to say. If y'all could see Ron right now in the through the
No, brother, look up some food stories. Talk about some food barbecue stories. That's you.
do
You're
what
the
Patrick
expert.
does.
You are the expert in barbecue.
Let's see. Well, if people jump on Facebook, ask me a question on there while I'm doing this. They've already asked you, Ron, what your favorite barbecue is. Barbecue item. Did we?
Yeah, no, brisket for me.
This your brisket.
Yep.
Okay. Oh man, we need music playing or something. I have nothing. I have zero. I have zero. Man, people are getting off. They're hitting in. They're getting out of the iHeartRadio app right now. Larry Beasley, you got anything for me, bud? Man, I really don't have it. I have zero to talk about right now. Oh, I got something wrong that it's about on Spoony's. Are you able to see how many viewers we have? Or
Yeah, I have to go look. I have to go look at the analytics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's something I want to ask you later. That way I can
Sure.
do
Sure.
a plan of something. Well, RAR Brewery this weekend, 1 to 3.
What is it?
RAR Brewery. I'll be there selling.
What are you
barbecue.
doing?
I'm not sure yet.
At the RAR.
It's at RAR Brewery.
RAHR.
RAHR. RAR
Yeah.
Brewing.
Where is that?
That is, I don't know. I just drive there.
Is it in Dallas?
No, it's in Fort Worth. So
Oh,
it's
in
off
Fort Worth?
701 Galveston Avenue in Fort Worth.
What are you going to be doing?
Don't know. Selling barbecue. I might do brisket tacos or brisket sandwiches or brisket and pulled pork.
So how does somebody get into the barbecue business?
How does someone get into
I mean,
it?
look, I walked. I got out of my truck and I saw yours. It's a pretty truck. It cost you an arm and a leg to get that thing wrapped, I'm sure. But is that your only vehicle? Do you have a?
That's it. That's my own. I am subject to someone calling that number and telling my boss that I drove wrong.
Of course.
Yeah. They're going to call me and I'm going to pretend, yeah, I'll let them know. No, I mean, if anyone wants to get into the restaurant industry, I guess, you know, I'd knock out your items first and learn your barbecue and learn the food. Okay. We got somebody calling in.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello, this is Richard Brandt. How's it going?
What's going on, Richard? How are you?
Well, I went and broke my first rule of calling in as I asked you how it's going, which I'm not supposed to do that.
That's okay.
A few other things I'll probably break right away. Just, hey, I'm looking forward to see you posted your recipe for the pork, the pork belly burnt ends.
Yes, sir.
Looking forward to trying that. I did manage to stumble across the pork belly just for that purpose.
Awesome. Hey, so you've been listening to me, ever since I kind of joined in with Patrick and then ventured on to my own show. As far as my tutorial Thursdays that I've done, this past one, I did a kind of short video, but put all the recipe and everything in the description where, someone can copy and paste, put it into their notes on their iPhone or put in, into their pages. Do you like that configuration better than the ones before where you don't have to necessarily pause the video at the certain point where I show this, half a cup of this, teaspoon of that? How did you like that format that I did? Since you're
that is extremely useful since I'm usually viewing on the cell phone, and that allows me to just copy paste and then I email it to myself, and then the next chance I get I print it out at home or save it in my food library.
Okay, awesome. I need to make me a book.
So awesome feature, excellent feature.
Okay, good. This for this week, so this whole series for the next 2 months is going to be tailgating. So my tutorial Thursday turned into tailgating series, and I did the pork belly burn-ins. I think I did moink balls before. This week I'm doing. Oh gosh, I filmed it. What did I do? Oh, smoked deviled eggs. It took me a minute to think about it. Yeah, smoked deviled eggs. Oh my goodness. I mean, the bacon is smoked, then it's crumbled onto it at the end. You got smoked paprika, which that's already been done for you, but then that egg takes on that smoke so easily. So it's 30 minutes at 225 or whatever, and you're that white egg is going to be yellow. You can tell it is smoked, and it's not overpowering. It's clean, as long as of course everything's done good on your end on the fire part.
Very good. I'll be probably be giving that a try. Not this weekend. I kind of get every other weekend off, and this past weekend, as you may have noticed, I was traveling around Wyoming and South Dakota, and not able to do a lot of cooking. But I'm back at the shop working long hours, and next 4 days off is going to be coming up shortly, and then after that's the Great American Beer Festival. So I've got one chance to try some of this stuff.
Nice. Have you made any of the recipes so far? Which ones have you done? I think you've done one.
Yeah, I've done the meatballs and the key lime pie.
Oh, okay.
I took some notes during some of your other talks, recommendations for brining chicken and stuff like that, and it's all worked out quite well.
Awesome. Have you done turkey yet?
I have not.
I haven't really done anything on turkey other than the brining
coming
part.
Up.
Okay, you're gonna like that one. That's pretty good. And what Suckle Busters stuff did you buy so far? Because I know you jumped online when Dan was here.
Yeah, let's see. I got there was like a 3 or 4 pack, and I think we did have some of the rub. Or there were also a couple sauces. I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm sure some of it was stuff that you'd mentioned.
Right.
Probably. And there's more stuff that I don't know if Chef Patrick ever put it in the mail yet. It's probably on his desk still.
It ain't here.
Okay.
It should be on your way. If it ain't,
Excellent.
We'll figure it out.
Very good. Looking forward to it.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So what else? Anything else on your mind as far as barbecue that you want to know before you see it posted on my Facebook? I mean, you got something in your head that you think, oh, hey, you need to do this, or I want to know about that.
Yeah, so I'm a little behind. I've been stockpiling meat since I've been occasionally I find a source for it here and there, and so I'm probably a little ahead on meat. I'm really good at stockpiling meat in chest freezers, and
good.
I used to live in England, and I'd occasionally get ribeye roasts at the commissary on base, and I'd buy them all, and then because you never knew when you were going to see that again, and threw it in the freezer. And by the time I left, I think there was a few $100s worth of meat that I donated to the guy that ran my local pub, since he was a fan of American cooking. I also gave him my Weber barbecue.
Oh, nice. Nice, man. Nice. Well, yeah, so I'll have that new tutorial Thursday coming out on Thursday, obviously. And then, if you want to look at that on Facebook, throw in some comments on some, future recipes that you want to see. That way
okay, will do.
Put them in the bank. So I got someone that actually, if you got a couple more minutes, I got 6 minutes total till the end of this podcast, but I got another guy that's on Facebook Live asking me cleaning tips to clean the grill. So with you being an avid user and me being doing it all the time, what are some cleaning tips that you know or that you want to know from me? That way I kind of put your perspective in it with Larry's. Like, what's your go-to for cleaning? Use an onion? I mean, use the Grill Grape brush. I mean, there's so many different ways to do it.
Yeah, I usually just use a brush on it.
Right. Yeah. So Larry, just either an onion, or if it's really, man, I think if we're all cooking the no one's cooking anything so darn nasty that it's gonna just need to be power washed. I mean, maybe, but you leave some of that seasoning on there and just wipe it off with a grill grate, and you'll get that smoker hot or that pellet smoker hot, and you'll be able to scrape that right off. Should be no issues on that.
If I'm cooking at lower temperatures, I'll just, when I'm done, run the temperature up to 400 for a bit, and then cool it down, and
right.
Then that way anything's gonna scrape off pretty easy.
For sure. Well, Richard, I appreciate you calling in, man.
No problem. Sounded like you needed help.
Yeah. Without that Patrick guy here, I don't have much to talk about. And
That's okay.
Ron's on the other side of the glass.
I've called him to rescue him too.
Okay, that's great. We'll call in next time, buddy.
Will do.
All right, we'll see you later.
Around.
Okay. All right, bye. So someone asked me on Facebook, am I going to any upcoming barbecue festivals? No, I mean, I might, but I'm not attending, or as far as participating. But Saturday, September 21st, we got Smoked Dallas, which is at Main Street Garden Park, which you will find. You're going to have Barbecue on the Brazos, Black's Barbecue, Bodacious on Moberly, Cadillac Barbecue, Evie Mays, Ferris Wheelers, Heim Barbecue, Hurtado Barbecue, Hutchins Barbecue, Krause Market, Lockhart, Louis Mueller, Meat Church, Micklethwait, Panthers City, Rogel's, Smith. You got Smoke Sessions, Tejas Chocolate and Barbecue, and Zavala's. That is the barbecue lineup that's going to be at Smoked Barbecue Festival in Dallas. Then they'll have Smoked Barbecue Festival in Fort Worth. I believe that one's in October sometime, which they'll have a event page on Smoked Barbecue Festival on Facebook, and they'll have an event page with the lineup on that one. So let's see. Oh, what we got? What about your coffee chat Saturday? Okay, yeah. So Saturday the 21st. So not this Saturday, but the next. I will be at Ace Hardware in Mansfield, Texas, off of Matlock and Country Club, doing Coffee with the Pitmaster. So from 8 to 11, I believe, or 8 to 10. Bring a mug. We'll have coffee, and basically we'll just sit down or just stand up and chat about barbecue. The seasonings they got there, the grill grates. I mean, basically anything that you can buy to go turn around and do you a cook on Saturday or Sunday for the football game. I'll be there to, guide you and tell you which products I use all the time, which ones I trust, or which ones might not be there and you need to order online. Basically, just any questions you got, we'll have coffee and answers to those questions from 8 to 11, September 21st at Ace Hardware in Mansfield, Texas. Well, Ron, that's all I got. Can we cut it short, or we got to keep it going? 2 minutes. What else we got? You got any barbecue questions, Ron? I don't know his name.
His name is Chris.
Chris, you got any barbecue questions? I mean, you do any grilling? I mean, anything outdoor cooking? You got something that you might? Oh, I want to know this. I'm trying to fill in a minute 45.
All right, we're just going to give a general plug towards Texas barbecue, and I'm going to throw my opinion out there and say that I do not consider you a true barbecue pit master until you have mastered brisket. So
good.
I'm sure that there are other people that have different opinions, but I live and came from Texas, so that's where my opinion stands.
Awesome. No, I like that one. That's a great comment. If you can't do brisket, you ain't shit. Oh, sorry. Can't say that word, right? As Chad Prather would say, party time, Mom. All right, we're down to the last minute. Facebook is live right now. I'm gonna try to do this on Instagram Live here, probably the next go round. I'll figure that out some way. But leave comments on this underneath this podcast. Let me know what kind of topics I can talk about next week. I promise I will have a full hour of things to talk about, and no special guests next week at this point. But I think I'll have somebody on. I don't know. But send your questions in. Share with all your friends. Share the page, Rack Attack BBQ. Do catering only. No brick and mortar. I do, luncheons, corporate events, special events, private, just anything. If you need barbecue, if you need to get fed, find me on Facebook or www.rackattackbbq.com. And we will talk to y'all next time. Love y'all.